Folks, welcome back to another episode of Conversations. We are your host, Ben.
And I'm Ryan.
And today we have our very, very special guest. We got the homie, we got
Yes.
the brother, we have artist, dancer, producer, movement genius, mental health activist, anti-influencer, #1 reporter of the Influencer Olympics,
Yes. Yes.
member of the Kinjaz.
Kinjaz.
We got Jet, the homie, Justin
Justin
Jet
Jet.
Valles in the pod.
Valles or Valles? Valles?
I mean, we can go either way.
Oh.
What do you mean?
I feel like most Hispanics say Valles.
Yeah, because yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
It's Valles.
Valles? Oh, so
Valles.
it has a little bit of Valles.
Valles.
Yeah, I've been calling it
Valles.
Valles.
Valles works too, but Valles would probably be the
Valles.
actual.
Valles.
I guess it's more exotic.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of
Colonized
exotic,
last name.
we're eating some exotic mandoo, aka
Yes.
dumplings.
Dumplings.
You're really finding us because we haven't eaten dinner yet. Well,
Yeah.
I haven't.
Right.
And these are really bomb.
They always
shout out Vero for the
Vero always makes food for the guest, and that's fine, you know. For Ben,
It's
I got
great
mad
for
in the
me.
beginning, but now I was like, yeah, I already know Ben's gonna come hungry, so
Hey man, I'm always coming in hot from something, man.
yeah.
But
I
I
get it.
appreciate the hospitality. Shout out
course.
Vero
Yeah,
for
thank
it.
you.
Yeah.
It's called mandoo.
Mandu or
Yeah,
Korean
mandoo. That's
mandoo.
like
gyoza,
Korean
right?
dumplings.
Korean dumpling
Mandu,
Yeah.
gyoza. Yeah, it's
Japanese?
Japanese. Yeah, but I'm just
Gyoza.
I'm just
Yeah,
giving
gyoza's
different
Japanese.
translations of it's not like we own this like dumpling, you know. Pot stickers, you know.
Pot stickers.
Americans call them pot stickers.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
weird.
how are they?
They're
Are they
good. They're good.
Steam, like what she steamed them, so
No, like are boiled, I guess.
boil. Yeah. Or no, she steamed them. So
Oh, okay.
usually, she throws in and everything like ramyun, kimchi jjigae.
Yeah, this
you know.
the kanjang, aka the soy sauce. This is like there's a lot of love in here.
Yeah,
There's a
that's
lot of
the way
different-
that I feel like she makes it kind of like how the Korean restaurants make it.
Yeah,
so.
it has a lot of ingredients in there. It's not just soy sauce. I see a lot of love in there.
So this is from scratch.
No,
No.
it's from the bag
No, I mean
that
she-
someone made from scratch.
Yeah, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yes,
And they
yeah.
put it in a bag and they froze it and they ended up in their freezer.
No, yeah.
Hey, that's so. I mean, but she.
And she ripped the bag. you
Oh,
know.
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah,
So
yeah.
she's
Yeah,
that's
so-
dumped it on the,
Yeah,
you know.
somewhere from scratch.
Yeah.
But the sauce.
It's bomb,
That's
right?
from scratch.
It's amazing.
She's
Yeah.
very saucy person. Like
Yes, Vero sauces are bomb.
her and her brother, her sister, they're very like flavor, you know.
So they make these pickled peppers that are the best. And I offered to pay for them, but
Yeah.
she's like, "No, I'm not gonna
I-
take. I could pay you for it.
yeah,
I pay you guys in alcohol though, so I like.
Yeah,
bring
I
alcohol
think it's
to it.
more of just like, she, I was more of like, you're putting so much time into it.
Exactly. That's what I'm like. Dude,
And
I
I'm
paid
like, just
for it.
get at least like, if she bought like, because at one point she bought like the containers. So I was like, just get the money back for that at least. Don't be at a loss. Like I get, at least
I
get the
always
money
bring back the mason jar that she puts it in.
I know.
I always
Even
bring
the
that
ones
back.
that are like spaghetti. It's like,
Yes.
I
Yeah,
can't get rid of them, man. I'm trying to get you to just throw them away, dude.
Oh,
Only
I
if the
can
ones
keep
that are
them.
nice, like the what do you call it?
I have one that
Mason
I
jars.
still have of you guys, but I haven't finished the peppers
Yeah,
yet.
yeah.
Those ones, that batch was actually super spicy. So I
Yeah,
could
maybe
only-
it's too late to have them now, but you good? You want some more? I can get her.
I'm
Shake
good.
a leg.
Wow.
Vera- no, I'm just kidding. She can't. She's on the phone right now, so she can't hear.
All right,
It's really
all right,
good.
all right. Well, what's up, Jet?
What's happening?
Man, we've been trying to get you in. We had you scheduled before,
Couple
then Ryan
weeks
got
ago.
COVID.
I didn't get COVID. I didn't get COVID. I got like it was like a 2-day flu, like a head flu or whatever. Like I got really sick. I got really hot, had a crazy headache, and then just was feeling really weak. So I took a nap and then I woke up and I just felt worse. So I was like, all right, I think I should cut this out because I don't know if I could have faked it. I couldn't have enjoyed myself or like, yeah, I was feeling like crap. So sorry about that, but we're glad
Hey,
you're here.
We're glad
Cool.
you're alive and well and healthy.
Thank
And
you.
your hair is out, man.
Oh,
Your
yeah, my
hair is
hair's
flowing, dude. You got the.
Flowing. I did it. You know what? I did it in an homage to you because you have such great hair.
Appreciate
I was like, dude, we gotta be the long hair club.
You should have worn
I have no-
the Docker cap though.
I don't. You know what? We have one, but Veros probably has it over there, so I'll do it next time.
Okay.
I don't have any volume, so when I actually wear it, I look like as if an old Chinese like kung fu movie. If I took it
You
off,
would-
it'd be bald like right here.
You
Like,
do kind of have old kung fu Chinese like.
I'm
movie
old
vibe.
hair, dude. I have no volume. It's like But it's okay.
You gotta use
I'm
like
happy.
Pantene Pro V or something.
I've been using some stuff, but it's not. I don't know. I have been. Anyways, it doesn't matter. But yeah, maybe
You have hair.
maybe-
I think that's the most important.
I have
thing.
hair.
You have
Yeah.
hair. Yes.
Yes. That is true.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am gonna fluff it up a little bit.
Fluff it up.
Try it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, I'll try it out. I think it'll look not as good as you know how you look, but
I appreciate that.
yeah, it's your look now. So
Yeah.
Well, Jet, bro. So outside, before we started rolling, I asked you a question because I feel like, let's say even like 5 years ago,
Right.
I think I would have had a very, oh yeah, this is Jet right here. This is I've known him as the dancer, and you're a very accomplished dancer from Poriotics to Kinjaz to your own personal solo stuff. You've done a lot of stuff in the industry, a lot of commercial work. So I would have just been like, yeah, Jet the dancer. And then over the past, let's call it post in the last 5 years. Well, I don't know. Was it 5 years, or would you say a lot of your transitional stuff happened? Was it during COVID
pandemic
time?
I think pandemic was like the real switch. I think, but I think the pandemic was a real switch for everybody.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so COVID happened, and there was some just serious life stuff that happened, and you were pretty public about it, which
Yeah.
I thought was pretty dope, because of course, it's hard to be public about the things that we struggle with, internally and things like that. And so I've always known you to be somebody, you're a creative person, man. Anything that you've put your time and energy and focus into, you've just done really well at. You know what I mean? Like I remember even during COVID, I just saw like you were doing a lot of stuff in like the stock market. And I was like, man, because I was like in my head too. I was like, man, I don't know where the world is going right now. Like, when are we gonna open back up? Like maybe I need to figure out this whole crypto thing. Maybe I need to figure out stocks. That I hit you. I was like, hey, bro, like I feel like you've been dabbling in stocks. Like, can I just tap into your brain? And this is like when the whole GameStop and AMC stuff was happening, which there's a movie about it
Dumb
now.
Money.
Is it Moody? Is there?
It's called Dumb Money.
It's
Yeah,
actually really good.
Really?
It's good. I saw it a couple weeks ago.
Documentary or is it?
No, it's
Yeah,
a movie.
Seth Rogen's in it, right?
Yes,
I
Seth
think he
Rogen
kind
is
of
in
been dabbling in like the movie, like the real stories that like little stories that are big, but that no one speaks.
Okay, I'll check it out. I didn't
Yeah,
know
you
about
should
that.
check it out because I would love to hear your take on it, like whether that was actually accurate with all the stuff that was happening.
Okay.
But it was all about, it was like specifically in the GameStop, that whole up and down thing.
Interesting.
Did you make anything during that time? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, nice.
Yeah.
nice.
Look at that smile, dude.
But-
That's the smile of, yes, I
but-
made my money.
But in the market downturn, I lost like a good amount. Yeah, I think everybody did.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it was like it wasn't just, it wasn't a single. How do I describe this? It's because where my brain is going right now, it's like now I have to switch mode into jet economy mode. Like that's and jet economics.
You don't have to go there like that, but my whole point of bringing all that up was I feel like I saw this ride with you over the past few years.
Yeah, it was a lot of figuring out, because I think during the pandemic, and we had this conversation before in the Kinjaz podcast that got canceled. So
back
We
now.
did not cancel you.
Back here. That's
We
bad.
did not cancel you.
actually, this is the first time of me talking about how that episode got pulled. It's so
Yeah,
funny.
it did
Actually,
get pulled.
actually, that's pretty funny. We can talk about that. That's because
Yeah,
Let's
that's
talk about that. Yeah.
yeah.
This is Kinjaz podcast after dark.
This is the offshoot of that. Well, with that episode, okay, we had a partner that we were on a network, and they were like, "Hey, this may not really be for our audience," and understanding that, like, wow, we don't even know what that necessarily means, and we're like, all right, we have partners now, so we have to sort of take their precautionary things. We're like, hey, this is not for us. You guys can do it for yourself. We're like, all right, let's just be on the safe side, and then let's just like maybe pull that. But then obviously we're like, yo, this is our brother, and like his story that's real, and so we're like, yo, man, we can give you the content, you can use it for however you want and things like that. But we're just like, man, this puts us in a weird position. But that's how that one turned out. That's why we couldn't put that episode out. But I thought it was like let's just keep it real, dude. This is a real.
I know it's okay. Mine got pulled too. My episode got pulled.
Ryan-
It actually never got made, but
Ryan's never happened.
Little dude, man,
He's
that
a
was
little butthurt by that. That's why he's like, hey, let's
Kinjaz
start our own.
podcast. Yeah. I'm like, I'm not. No, that's not why. But it was.
What would we have talked about on the Kinjaz podcast for your episode?
Are you kidding me? I was
No.
homeless. I was on the street and I came back.
We're talking about
yeah.
homelessness.
Homelessness. No, it was just more of like, mindset of. I mean, I feel like everybody talked about the same thing, but like a lot of it was just, I didn't realize I was homeless.
Really?
I didn't realize to where it downed me. It didn't made me feel bad about myself.
You were really homeless?
Really?
Yeah, I mean, like drug homeless, like on the streets, living here, maybe a couch here.
Have
I
you
went
ever
into some.
slept on the street?
Well, if I was ever out and I didn't have anywhere to sleep, I wouldn't sleep. I'd just be up on drugs. It's like
Wow.
here,
So you'd be
over there.
wandering around.
Not necessarily wandering around, but like we'll be over here, like hanging out in some random garage
So
that's
when
like
you
three
say you were homeless,
stories.
you just didn't have a place to call home.
Yeah, so-
not that like. So you were kind of couch surfing.
Couch surfing, or just like literally when you're on meth, you're like taking 3-4 hour naps randomly, like wherever you can, and then you just kind
Wow.
of get up. And if someone's like, "All right, we gotta go," like we just gotta go, and we go, and then like if you're like feeling tired, you just smoke up again, and then you kind of get back in it. You're not eating, and so it's just like this vicious cycle. So for me, I had some friends in the beginning to help me out, and then like eventually everyone kind of got fed up with my shit and like kicked me out. And then I had to figure out like clever ways to figure out where to sleep.
What were those clever ways? What were like at the worst of it? What were you doing to survive?
So remember on Beloit?
yes.
On Beloit,
Yeah.
right next behind Sawtell.
Yep.
There was just a bunch of apartments, and like they're older apartments you can get in. I would literally just go up to the very top of the stairwell where it leads to the roof, and there's sometimes like a little platform. I just sleep over there for the night. For a couple hours, and then I leave. And then, like, because there was always somebody's house to go to, or somewhere that someone bought a sack, you know what I mean? So it was like, you're kind of always on the move, but when you're like at those moments where you're alone, like, I think it was like after like 10 months, I was like, I called my mom, and I was just like, she was like, oh, because I hadn't talked to her for 3 months. Because my brother was lying to my mom and dad about it. They was like,
you were supposed to be living with
I was
your
supposed to be living with my brother.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, yeah, he's busy. He'll call you back. And he would call me on my cell, and he'd be like, hey, you need to talk to mom. So I would call her, and then I would act like I was like, oh, yeah, da-da-da. And eventually, when I got kicked out of my
you and your
place,
brother were supposed to be living together, but you didn't
he
want
was
to.
like, nah, I didn't want to.
And then so you guys are both playing this act of like, all right, you do you, I'll do me, but we're gonna tell our parents that we're still like living together.
Yeah.
Got it.
So anyways, yeah, it's not about me, but thank you for letting me say a little bit of my...
This is where you get to vent it, bro.
Wait, so did you ever told the story?
You
No.
want
Oh, sorry.
to pull the mic? Yeah,
Not
there you go.
not full. Like, we haven't...
No, I've never heard like that extent to the story.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was...
Why podcasts are awesome. We talk about things that we never
But it was
talk
also
about.
like, I'm pretty proud of myself. It was like ingenious. Like during cold weather, like going up there, all the heat would rise up. So it would be pretty, actually it'd be kind of hot. I'd have to open up that like door, but I never got caught. I didn't break into anyone's place, like, or like, squat or do anything like that. It was just kind of like, here. And then if everyone's just chilling and people would kind of pass out for a couple hours waiting for the dealer to come through or something like that. Like there was like little patches of time to sleep. So,
Whoa.
so yeah, I don't call it like super homeless where I was like how the people living in tents right now, because that's super homelessness.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
during that time at my age, being 19, 20 years old, it was,
Oh, you were that.
and I was only making money by slinging. Like I was slinging weed and selling meth. So
Real quick, how old were you when you were in culture shock with us?
so culture shock, I got in around 24, 25.
Oh,
so this
later,
was
later.
This was
Were
years
you
after.
officially a part of Culture Shock?
I'm a founding member of the Culture Shock popping crew.
Yeah. That's how I met Ryan.
Yeah, that's how we first met. Yeah.
Okay.
But for me, it was like I went in and everyone already knew each other. They had like, and I just and I didn't. It's not that everyone kind of knew who I was, but not really like. And it was me also being like super Korean or whatever, being like shy or being to myself. So there was like all these cliques. So after a couple of weeks, I was like, man, driving out to San Pedro was kind of tough.
It is.
And I just kind of ended up just telling Arnell, I was like, hey, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it. But that's actually a big regret in my life. Like,
Really?
yeah. But you know what's crazy is that I feel like that's what's crazy about life. Like, you have these intersections, right? And so like you and all these other people, even Mike's song, like all these people who are a part of it, I'm like tight with now, or like cool with now, where it's like eventually we're supposed to crisscross. We didn't maybe connect at that moment, but we met maybe 10 years, 15 years later, and we've always saw each other. Hey, what's up? But like getting to know each other through dojo and all that stuff. So it's like kind of cool, how life works, So
Interesting.
You have anything to say to that?
Sorry, I'm eating right now. I don't want to be rude.
This is really good fucking sauce. I'm not gonna lie.
I killed this last one, bro.
Yeah.
All right. Well, when you talk, I'll take that last one.
But yeah, that's when we met, and yeah, that's why like, even with coming into Kinjaz, like, I feel like I had history with everybody, but very like small history, or like at least length. Like I've known them for a long time, but
Length, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, length.
That's Ryan's favorite topic
Mm-hmm.
because I already know what he's about to get into right
well,
now.
he's Filipino, he's probably on the higher spectrum than most Asians. So
I don't think there's a single episode that
Come
we've
on,
had
Can we get off camera and then
where we
show us?
don't reference
All right,
Ryan's favorite topic. I'm not even gonna
That's
say
gonna
it.
go viral, dude. Trust me. When we do it right, when we get the right,
That's
the
what he's
right
waiting
angle.
for.
There you go.
Anyway, I'm
waiting for you to travel
I'm
somewhere.
not even gonna go there because he wants me to like give like the right sort of like segue into that, but I'm not. I'm not.
Okay.
Well, okay, dude. So yes, you have been all over the place in terms of anything that you've ever. I felt like anything that you've had interest in, and I'm not saying interest meaning like it's all fun and it's all like artistic ventures. I feel like you've been through a lot of
Reinventions.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I just looked at your IG before we got on.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, damn, this fool deleted most of his stuff. And you even posted something like, yep, I'm going to just keep posting about stuff that I care about as I lose followers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which, bro, I respect that because we live in a time where social currency is everyone thinks that's everything, right? Like how relevant you are in your social digital presence is how people place value on who you are.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. We all get that, right? And I think, man, COVID being a time where we were all locked up inside for this like indefinite amount of time. No one knew how long we were gonna get locked up for. I thought we were gonna get locked up for like a week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, bro, it's been like
Yeah.
a month, and it's been like 2 months. So then at this point, I'm like, this could go on forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then social media and the way that people were posting content was different. You know what I mean? People started posting weird things. I posted me doing 100 push-ups. I'm like, I would have never done that before. You know what I mean? But I'm like, F it, dude. We're in a pandemic.
I hated that, by the way. And then you tag two people, and it's like, oh,
Yeah,
man.
because Ryan never did it. Because I tagged him. And
Dude,
it
I'm
was
just like, guys, come on, man.
yeah, he just was mad because he's like, bro, I don't want to do 100 push-ups because I can't.
I can't.
But like, that's why he was mad. Not that it was like a
There's
lame
only
challenge.
how many seconds on the story? Like, I can only do, like, it'd be embarrassing. I do 3.
No, you can do
in the
time lapse,
60.
dude. I did a time lapse of mine.
It's 100 push-ups.
You're
You
the
did
one who
100
brought it
push-ups.
up, dude.
There was people doing, like, food challenges or, like, making weird things. Like, Pharaoh made so many weird foods.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
Bro, I'm sure there's a lot of social media like influencers who blew up during the pandemic.
for
Oh,
sure,
they
yeah.
definitely were. Yeah.
Yeah, because they started doing things that they normally wouldn't have done, and then they're like, well, it worked.
Bingo.
So with all that, I feel like you strike me as somebody who is very self-aware and is not afraid to express yourself honestly,
Yeah.
even in public,
Yeah.
that's the hard part. You can express yourself honestly, like to your homies, but to do it in public while people are watching, because this is also off the heels of, I remember when like Instagram, the account, posted one of your videos.
Yeah.
Your-
I remember that.
what were those freestyle videos
Yeah.
that you were doing? Like
He was
just
doing the juking, right?
Yeah.
And but then it was the video was coming in and out, and it was like that app style that was like cool, and it was a really good series. I remember like watching.
what was that called again? You called it
was
something.
just keyframe. It was just keyframing.
But like, didn't you hashtag that as like a something every day or something like that?
I think it was just I just shoot my own videos, and I think I pioneered that style.
Yeah.
I think I definitely pioneered the style. And then during the pandemic, I saw how like all these other people were just
That's
doing it.
true.
Everybody was doing it, and then I was like, I'm not gonna do this anymore.
Especially Asians too. Like it's huge in Korea too.
Yeah.
Teaching.
Well, I mean, the style, the dance, yeah, but even the whole like
Style of
keyframe
video,
kind
yeah.
of style
Oh,
video,
yeah.
It would follow.
Yeah, the head.
Yeah.
It follows
Yep.
the head.
Yeah.
Actually, I might bring it back. Actually,
Nice.
I'm probably gonna bring that. Actually, I will bring it back,
Yeah,
but
we'll
not
do it
like
right
that. Not that extensive. I mean, that's just not what I want to do anymore. You know, it's like I think the reason why I didn't want to do it anymore, because I think obviously I've completely stepped out of dance. I don't want to. The reason why I don't post dance videos anymore is because if I post a dance video, somebody is gonna be like, "Hey, Jet, we want to hire you to teach a class. We want you to judge this event." And I'm like, I don't want to fucking do that shit no more.
Oh.
I don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm so over it. It's like it's
A question.
Well, you
though.
could
Yeah.
just say no.
right. Yeah.
You know.
Do you enjoy dance still?
Yeah, but I enjoy dancing for myself.
For you, okay. So
Where
then-
do you dance for yourself these days? Do you go out and do like sessions and things like that with people, or
From time to time.
but you don't want to make that content.
I'm gonna bring it back, but just specifically just to promote my music shit. Did I say that clear? My music shit. Sorry.
dance to your music?
That's it. Yeah, that's all I'm doing now.
Oh, for sure.
Everything's
That's genius.
Everything is gonna be. Oh, look at this. I'm peeling. I just noticed. Did you catch this? I'm peeling as well. This.
You
sun.
are peeling. Were you in the
You're
sun?
hot right
I was in
now.
the sun like 2 weeks ago when it was hot.
Filipinos peel? That's
I'm
crazy.
a light skinned Filipino. But, you know, I'm
You
like
are,
your
Manila.
you
complexion.
are kind of
They're from Manila.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a Manila envelope. Look at this. Jesus. Where were we? Sorry.
No, yeah.
No, but like as far as dancing and posting for content versus
Yeah.
just doing it for yourself. Well, okay, so I get that, and I think I've always known that about you. Like you've never been the person to be like, oh, this is trending and it's hot, so let me just chase this thing. I mean, if anything, you started trends, and you were the one who were like at the beginning of it, right? And then once you started seeing like, man, this is like, I mean, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I am curious. So let's say at the time when you were posting those videos, that style of video,
Yeah.
right? The portrait mode and the tracking thing, and then you started seeing everyone else started to do it. Did that become less fun for you because you're like, oh, now everyone's doing it. It's time to switch it up, or like what happened for you to be like, I gotta do something else? Because I think I've seen the seasons of Jet.
Yeah.
Especially in the past 3 years,
Yeah,
I've seen the seasons
Yeah.
of you. I'm like, man, this guy is like going through seasons, and it's
Yeah.
very clear. He's like over this, and he wants to do this. He's over that, now he wants to do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, what it is and what it was I think around that time, yes, I saw that the trend, it was becoming a trend, but people don't realize how difficult it was to like edit all that. Like me keyframing, like that took me
Yeah.
like hours to do in just like one
Oh, for
video.
sure.
Because it was just like I was so precise in the way my brain works. It's like it has to be dope, and like I'm going to fucking make this shit as tight as possible. So for that whole time frame of me putting out content and videos, like dude, like I got burnt out. Like I was because I was doing everything by myself. I would set the camera down, I would shoot it with the homies who were down to do it with me, and I would take it home to edit it, and I just rinse and repeat. And I'd travel, and I'd do it in another country. I would come home, edit. Like, dude, I got burnt out. It was just
That's
like
a lot.
it was a lot. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of glad the pandemic happened in a way because it kind of it closed the door, but then opened a door for me to realize you don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fucking work. And I think after what happened. What happened during the pandemic was, I got into the stock market, and that just opened my eyes to like, oh shit, this is the real world. Like I took the red pill and exited the matrix, and this is what's really happening. And we kind of dived into this in the canceled Kinjaz podcast. We didn't go through all of it.
They got
No. But it's just I joke about it because it's funny.
It ain't my fault,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
I'm not zero offended by that.
Yeah.
No, yeah. It's but going back to that actually, when you told me the video got pulled, I was like, oh wait, I can actually twist this in a way that makes my story more interesting. And I'm not gonna lie, like I got angry. I was like, what the fuck? Like,
No, I get it.
I cried in that video. Like, I opened up everything, and it was just like. But I'm kind of glad because I was drinking and I had a red face, and I don't want to. I'm glad
It's
I
all
didn't.
good,
that didn't
man.
go
Everything
up.
for a
Don't worry,
reason.
We have makeup here. We have BB cream.
Yeah, and that's why I'm not drinking right now. But yeah, dude, that pandemic had opened up my eyes because I was in the stock market. That's where my energy was. I was watching everything. And I was like paying attention to everything that was happening, and I basically took a zoomed out perspective of how the world worked. And that's another reason why I think I got canceled, because I saw through all the bullshit. So, and and I'm actually like more like, I'm actually just opened up about it. And I've even talked about it in a recent podcast. Like, like, I'm going to be fucking straight. Like, dude, like I didn't get vaccinated. And like my own family like put it on me, and like I had to basically like deal with that throughout the pandemic. And now it's like we're in the clear. Like I got COVID, and I was like, you know what?
How bad was it? Was it bad?
Say it again, my COVID.
Yeah.
I think I got what was that one? The one that was
Omicron?
No, the one before that.
Delta?
I don't know.
Delta.
It's too many. Okay.
Yeah,
oh,
I
you
got
the
Delta.
bad one.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's funny because it's almost like I experimented on myself, because I got it at a birthday party, and it was me, my sister, my brother-in-law, my cousin, and all of us got COVID. I was the only one who wasn't vaccinated at the time, and
Wait, was this the Sampa party?
no, it was Michelle Sims' birthday party.
Wasn't that at Sampa?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, okay. Because I remember there was a Sampa party where there was a not a mass text, but a text from everyone who's there. They're like,
Oh,
yo,
that's the
Oh
worst.
yeah.
someone got COVID, so
Oh.
you should all get tested.
Oh, that wasn't that bad. No.
Okay, yeah.
But from that time period, it's like I experimented on myself. I was like, okay, I got it. What am I gonna do? So, and I got out of it fine. I actually got out of it the same time as my sister, my brother-in-law at the time didn't get it, but everybody else, we all kind of got out of it at the same time. And
They were vaxxed, you weren't.
and I wasn't, and I got out of it okay. It sucked, but it's just like we were checking in with each other because
Sure, yeah.
we're at home, we're in the group chats talking to each other. How you doing? I'm like, fine. But I did go on to Dr. Zev Selenko's page, and I followed his protocol. Excuse me. I'm burping out the dumpling.
Oh, yeah. It's all
Burp
good.
it out, dude. That's
Burp
the
it out.
garlic.
But
that's the
Dr.
garlic
Zev
talking.
Selenko, he was the guy, and he passed away. So rest in peace to Dr. Zev
From
Selenko.
COVID?
No, I think he just
Okay.
passed in
Okay.
old age. But he was the one who treated Trump when Trump was the president, and
Okay.
he caught COVID. I think he gave him I forgot the name. It starts with an R.
Yeah, Resvesidin or
It's
something.
not Resmed-
Yeah, I don't
Resmed-
know
I'm
what
gonna
the freak it
butcher
was
this
called.
shit.
There
Oh my
was
God.
all kinds of weird names.
Wasn't it hydrochloroquine? No, it wasn't hydrochloroquine.
He-
I actually had some hydrochloroquine. in
Oh,
mine.
really?
Yeah.
Okay. So
My parents are crazy like that. They gave it to me.
that's good. I mean, it's my take on this, and I know it's like a hot take and controversial now, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, I got out of it fine. I followed his protocol. I took vitamin D, shit ton of vitamin D. I got out at the same time
Vitamin
as,
D's money.
Yeah, it is.
I've been taking it every day. Like I have a whole thing of like vitamin D pills.
or you can just sit in the sun
True.
and catch vitamin D. If
True.
you sit out there for 20 minutes, and that's another case of it. But bottom line is, I came out fine. Like I lost my smell. And then came back maybe like a month later,
Damn, you
a
got whole
month.
like a month, 2 weeks.
Just because you weren't vaccinated. That's why.
Maybe. But then like, my sister was like the same thing, but she got vaccinated. So, like
Delta was crazy. It was crazier than Omicron. Did you have Omicron or Delta?
I probably had all of them, dude.
Nah, you didn't have all of them. We got them in
No, but
Omicron.
the thing is, for me, I've gotten COVID that I knew because I tested and it was positive once. But then I've had sick like symptoms and I've tested and the test came out negative. But I'm like,
So you're probably negative.
no. But then I one time where I tested negative, I did have like less smell. I didn't know that you could have degrees of it because I was like, I can smell it, but because I literally was eating a burrito one time, and I was like, I sniffed it. I said, I can smell it, but in my head I was like, I should smell it more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I smelled like
Maybe you had like
a percentage of it, so I'm like, I can smell it, but I feel like I should smell it more.
I actually got it because of you. Well, not because of you, but I went to an event with you. You invited me.
Yeah,
for
we won't call the event. We won't.
Yeah,
name the
yeah.
event.
I'm not gonna call him out, but I've actually told him, and he was like, "What?" Like I saw him recently.
Yeah, but that was also like a weird super spreader because after that event.
no, it was my fault because I remember when they were like, "Oh, let's get Ryan a shot," and someone said, "I found a shot glass,"
Oh,
and I
boy,
thought,
you
and I
just took
thought,
a rando.
and I remember thinking, that's funny. Why didn't he say like, oh, I'll get you a shot glass or here's a shot glass? But he said, I found one where I was like, that means did you just find one on the table and like just put the napkin thing? I'm like, come on, they post COVID, the K-Town rules of napkin, that's not, that you can't do that anymore, you know, like. And so I remember taking it and thinking like, and then I got sick and I was supposed to do something that weekend or go somewhere, and then I remember, it was like a holiday party, and I remember Vera was like, just test yourself, and I was like, fine. I was like, no, there's no way I got COVID because I could taste and smell.
Yeah.
So I took it, and I was like, wait, I think it's positive. I took 6 tests sitting down because I was not convinced. I was like, oh, it has to be wrong.
So you weren't feeling that sick then? You were just like,
I had a little bit, yeah. So, and I was smoking weed. I was still like, you know, like, I didn't drink, but I think I drank one of the nights that I was with me and Vero because we were both.
So I think that's the thing. I didn't know that there was like degrees of, you know, having less smell, less taste.
Yeah.
I thought it's either like all or nothing. You can smell or you can't. You can taste or you can't.
Oh yeah.
So for me, I was like, yeah, I can smell. I can smell this, but like, I feel like I should smell more of it. So, but I tested and I was negative. That's why I'm like, I don't know if these tests are even reliable.
I remember that time you came over and you were like, yeah, I'm good. And I was like, what the?
Yeah, and I was like making out with you.
Yeah, we made out. I did. Yeah,
We
you're
never
right.
made out, dude.
Yeah.
That's cute.
And to do that. Yeah, no, but I'm saying I think like there, but you know, I think the point is during the like 2020 to even 22, there was so much like theory and like no one knew factually anything. We're like, but the dangerous thing is things were like put out there as they were factual. Like you have to do this.
Yeah.
Unless you do this, this is what's gonna happen. That's where we're like, all right. Let me put on a mask.
Yeah, but
let me go get this vaccine.
They weren't wrong. It's just more
Not
scientific.
to say that they weren't wrong or right.
Like,
they were just trying to be very like, hey, we urge everybody
Yes.
strongly to do this because more than likely, but they weren't even saying language like more than likely. It was just like, you must do this to stop the spread of this.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was in my head. I'm like, well, that sounds like factual thing. So all right, I'll listen to it.
Right.
I didn't like how it was just like with the forcing of it, where for me, when my store, like I didn't like if someone didn't wear a mask, I'd just be like, all right, let's just help them real quick. I'm not going to argue with you because when you argue, you're going to talk more, you're going to spit more.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yes. Oh, you got it. Okay, you want to return? Cool. Get out now. You know, like I want to do that. It's like I was so confused to see how stores were so like, oh, right. And I was like that. But if someone came in, oh, I don't want to wear a mask. If they're cool about it, like I'd be just like, cool. But it was the people in the store that didn't like it. I saw so many people like fighting. Get out of you're in my space. Like, get away. Like, you know, like people yelling at each other.
Yeah.
And it was like that really just, like, we're effed in America. Like in Japan, when the tsunami hit or the earthquake hit, and then all that stuff with the radioactive, you know, the plants going down, like back in, I forgot how long ago, but the nation came together and they helped each other. Yeah. And they worked together. Here, man, we were fighting over toilet paper, like people were going crazy over like.
Bro, I saw a video of a toilet paper fight.
Yeah.
And literally that week, I ran out of toilet paper, so I went to my local store, and they had literally, and this is not like Costco. It's not like packages of like 24.
Charmin, like
it's literally 4.
6-pack, yeah,
it's like
4.
you're getting a 4-pack.
How much?
They didn't mark it up at the time. This is still like week 2 of like lockdowns, where everyone was like, yo, stock up on your toilet papers, your waters. So I went to my local store. Literally, there was 2 packs left of 4. So I got 8 rolls of toilet paper.
Yeah.
I grabbed them because they were the last 4 there, or the last 2 packs. And then I'm in line. And then this girl, like panickingly goes into the toilet paper aisle. And she's like, oh, there's no more left. And I could see the look on her face. She's like, and she looks at me, and I got
Did you
2.
get one?
I was like, yeah, to take one.
Yeah.
She's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah.
Dude, people can wash their ass in the tub. I don't understand what the big deal was.
That's what I'm saying.
Bro, like,
so, but that was a thing where I'm like, man, like if humanity were to look at each other as, look,
humans.
if yes, I get it. Like, yes, we all need to eat. Yes, we all need to wipe our butts. But like, it's not gonna make me feel any better. It's like, hey, well, you know what? You should have figured that out. It's like, yo, dude, if I got a sandwich, let me break you off half. Like, you know what I mean? We'll figure it out together.
People, sagikuns, like thieves came out, right? Like during that first 2 months.
Oh yeah, the markups are crazy.
We couldn't find masks for my store, and we were required, and we were forced to work, right? People were selling $50, like 50 masks for $50, dollar mask. And I had
like the regular
blue ones,
just the paper thin ones.
The paper thin with the blue surgical mask. Yeah. And I remember thinking, like, at that time, like, we got to get it. So I bought, like, I forgot how much, but I ended up spending like $500.
Damn.
Because I bought like
I didn't 500 masks.
Yeah, exactly. I bought 500 masks, and it was like, I don't want to say what race it was, but it was very. When I saw them, I was like, all right, you're not doing anything to help your reputation.
So
they were Asians. They were for sure
close.
Asians.
Yes, they were, but anyways, yeah.
Here's the thing. This is what I have an issue with. The fact that the government is urging people, you have to wear masks, you know, to flatten the curve. Yet you have businesses that are charging how much? $50 for how many masks?
50 masks.
See, it doesn't fucking make sense. You know what I'm saying? So when it goes to the idea of like, oh, let's do our part, when you have businesses that are trying to make money, they're doing their part, but they're like overextending these plastic paper masks. That literally costs like cents.
And no one knows the efficacy of these masks because we don't know what they're made at. Because there was an N95. There was, you know what I'm saying?
I got ones that like had like valves on the side and like it looked like Bane.
Those are literally like
those are the worst ones. Those are the worst ones, by the way. People are looking at that doesn't do anything, but I look cool.
Yeah.
That's I think that's where the issue is. It's like people were as you say, people were saying it as fact,
right?
But in reality,
no one knew. Everyone was like speculating.
It's still even to this day.
But do you think that because of what we've done, it turned out this way? It could have gone worse, like it could have been worse.
It could have been worse.
Yeah, it could have been worse. You know, and like, I just think that at the end of the day, the government doesn't want us dead because if we're dead, those rich motherfuckers have to work themselves. Like someone has to do the dirty groundwork. To make this country run.
This is my take that I could get in trouble for, but this is just how I feel.
Let's get in trouble.
Because that's what gets you views.
Go viral.
You get views that way.
Well, once upon a time, there was a thing called a cold.
Yeah.
Right? The cold still, to this day, people die from the common cold.
Right.
The flu, people die from the common flu.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't there because I wasn't alive when these diseases, illnesses, were first like, wow, there is this weird virus. And then now we call it the common cold or we call it like the flu, chicken pox, whatever, right? Like people were dying from all kinds of stuff. And at some point, because of vaccines and herd immunity, right? When enough people get it, and then our immune systems develop like, yo, I can fight this thing now. So, yes, I'm still going to get sick. If I don't have comorbidities, right? If I'm not this unhealthy person, chances are I'm going to survive. If I'm a very unhealthy person, period, in terms of my lifestyle, I might die from the common cold. I might die from the household flu.
Right.
But if I am generally healthy in my lifestyle, my immune system is probably strong enough to fight this off. So therefore, because of things like herd immunity, because our immune systems adapt, I may not need all the things that everybody's telling me that I need to do. So
now are you like saying like you're more against it in terms of
I'm like this, dude. Whatever you feel safe with, you want to get vaxxed, go ahead. If you don't want to do it, don't do it.
No, we have to.
But just know that
tell people what to do.
Are we saying that the vax is helpful versus not helpful? I think I would side on the fact that it's helpful.
Okay.
I think so.
It's helpful.
I agree with that.
But it's not like the cure to the thing. The cure to the thing is live a healthier lifestyle and your body's natural ability to fight off disease and illness, like if you are healthy in your lifestyle, you don't have a lot to worry about when you get sick.
Okay, so I did. Oh yeah, I agree. But what's weird about COVID was I had 2 friends that got sick with the first round of COVID.
Okay.
One of them, clean guy, doesn't smoke, doesn't do it. He plays basketball. He went to the ICU.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he was on breathing things. He almost died.
Yeah.
I know dudes that were smokers and this and that, and they just got a little bit sick, really sick, but not like deathbed, you know. So it's kind of like during that time. That's the weird thing about it. It just was confusing on who is getting sick and what is attacking. So it's like, I think it's just like I said. Now it's like, am I gonna get boosted? I'm kind of like more on the fence of not. I'd rather just get a flu shot, but I do believe that the government's gonna do whatever it takes
There's a lot of
to
money
keep
in
us
pharma,
alive. But keep us alive because we are not good to them if we're dead and sick and dying. So they're gonna make a fucking virus. So they made the virus. I mean, they made
Wow, that gets clipped.
Freudians.
That's
If
actually
that gets clipped,
Okay, that's a whole
they
nother
made the
podcast. Because
virus.
if they, made the antidote, the vaccine to, and they were like, for some nefarious reason, they want to put, nanobots in your body to like track you. They don't want to even spend money for like healthcare and shit like that. Why would they spend millions of dollars putting shit in our body to control us? They're gonna keep us alive. So they're doing whatever they can to make this vaccine so we can get back to work and start making the money again.
I have a question. This might be a different perspective,
Okay.
but how do you think the government? How do you think the government makes money? I'm just
Through
curious.
us.
Right.
Yeah, we're all our social security. We're serial numbers.
Right.
We're literally products for them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So taxes, parking tickets, and
No, they tax everything. Our
Okay.
that's what I'm
paychecks.
saying.
What's the largest industry that we have in America?
The medical industry,
Right.
Mhm.
Okay. Medical industry. What's the other industry that's connected to
Food.
it?
pharmaceuticals.
Pharmaceuticals. Now, how does the government? How does the pharmaceutical companies and how does the medical health companies or whatever it may be, how do they make money?
To treat you, but not to cure you.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So they make money from sick, unhealthy
Right. Keeping you
individuals.
dependent on
But
the
then
stuff.
they're also selling the shit, feeding us, putting it down our throats. That's getting us sick. Like the America's basic whatever the standard for food is so low. It's just like whatever, as long as it doesn't kill us, they'll sell it to us.
It's true. It's
Whereas
very
in
true.
Japan, Korea, like the product is good. The
Yeah.
product, what they're putting out is there's a standard. You know what I
Yes.
mean? That's why it's like it's people are in Korea aren't dying of diabetes. They're not dying of like obesity and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So it's like
But you know what I think? Okay, so my stance on this for America, I don't want to make America the bad guy.
Yeah.
I freaking love America.
I love
freaking-
America.
I love America too.
I love the fact that, I'll just say, we live in the best country in the world because
Right.
we have the freedom to make our choices.
Exactly.
If I want to go to eat at McDonald's every day, that's my choice.
Yes.
Or if I want to go eat leaves every day, that's my choice.
Right.
Right? And so no one's limiting my choices to like, nah, this is only what's available to you. So you have to eat out of this.
Right.
Right? Versus like, yeah, you have literally the whole world handed to you. Some of it's unhealthy. You can do that if you want.
Right.
Some of it's actually really healthy. You can do that if you want.
Yeah.
So you make the choice. I think with that, what we're trying to, or not what we, but like what a lot of people villainize, like, oh, well, like, why are you even offering this? You know what I mean? Like, this is what's killing us. Well, you chose to do that. You chose to eat that. You chose to take that vaccine, or you chose to take that medicine. It was available to you. It doesn't mean you have to.
Yeah.
So I think the whole point is get educated for yourself, make your own informed decisions. And the other thing that, like, what I feel like a lot of the dispute is, people get very preachy, very much like you can't, we got to stop this. We have to do this. Like, it's like, yo, dude, do what you want. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day,
Yeah.
there are consequences to your choices, though. Whatever you think is the best thing for you, go for it. I'm not stopping you.
Yeah.
And I'm not even telling you no, but like what you're doing is wrong. This is what's right. Like, I'm not even telling you that. If you ask me a question of like, what do you think is better? I can tell you my opinion.
Yeah.
You can disagree with my opinion, but then at the end of the day, it's like, that's just my opinion. I'm not even telling you that you have to do it. This is just how I choose to live my life. Bro, I was vegetarian for 3 years. Now I'm not.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, what was good for me in that time was which was great for me. The fact that I'm not vegetarian anymore, the vegetarian or vegan, whatever, like could be like, yo, why are you jumping ship? I'm like, look, I made a choice based off of what I've learned because I did a whole thing for 3 years and I assessed how I felt and the whole thing. And then here I am, introducing meat back into my life. And it worked. And you know what? Whatever the consequences, that was my choice. Yeah. But I think what we need to be careful of is like making these like blanket statements of like right, wrong, like you can't eat this. If you do that, that's bad. If you side on this camp of vax, non-vax, I can't even talk to you anymore. People take it so extreme. You know what I mean?
It's this is something that I pay attention to. Everything you're saying. I think that I like this conversation because I think this is.
You look in the camera when you say that. You like this conversation?
I like this conversation.
Pronounce it conversations.
I like this conversation.
Yeah, we're telling him what to do. As we're like, you can't tell me what to do, man. I got my own opinion.
But can you say that with the camera?
But here's the thing. I support capitalism, so I'm gonna do what you're gonna do to help boost your podcast.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
capitalism.
Yeah, I'm a fan of capitalism.
It works.
Sorry, leftist liberal.
Yeah, no, capitalism works.
It works.
It works.
But okay. So going back to this, I think the reason. Okay, going to what you're talking about choices here in America. Yes, we have a lot of choices, but something that I noticed is that the more choices we have, the more complainers we have, because people would rather be just told what to do things with less choices, and it's because it's harder. It makes life harder when you have so many things going on. I get that. That was my take on that. But now we were on the subject of health, right?
Oh, sure.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Okay, so
health, yeah.
But I think this is why I think conversations like this are important, because when you put people in a box, like, oh, you think this way, you're that. Oh, you think this way, you're that. It takes away looking at someone from a human perspective.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You don't see the people for who they are. They put you in a box like, oh, you're not vaccinated? Oh, you are a right winger. You know, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you're vaccinated? Oh, you're a left winger. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you don't want to take the time to get to know that person. And I think that's what's missing right now in this world. People don't really want to get to know each other. And that's what's fucking ruining everything.
That's 100%.
Yeah, identity politics. Like,
that's exactly it.
And what you were saying, okay, so for me, I agree with you. Yes, you have the choice, blah, blah, blah. Like, just make it. Like, do it. You have your choice. You don't have to, follow the masses. But everything, the way that they do advertising, everything is to brainwash us, to think. Even to the fact that, I don't know if you guys read this, but all the fast food restaurants use red and yellow because red and yellow stimulates your, like, hunger, like
Burger King,
in your
So
within your psyche or whatever. So it's like, just even doing that like they know what they're pushing out. They just want you to go. And for me, the reason why I'm upset, where I'm like, hey, like, and this is why they do it. This is my take, my opinion. We're the only country that is made up of just every other country, right? So we're every other country. So that's the thing. We don't want to. And I actually watched. I forgot that one blonde lady that she's like white old lady that always does like racial experiments. She's literally saying the melting pot idea is so white people can get used to us.
Who are you talking about?
Whoa.
Jane, the person that said that?
Yeah, wait, who is this? Barbara Walters?
No, Jane, she's a big, activist, and she's like an educator on racism. She did this whole thing where, like, she made all these blonde people wear, like, green, like sashes, and then, like, she treated them worse than she treated the black-eyed and black-haired white people. So,
wait, I know who you're talking about. She's like the older.
She's
white
old white lady.
She's dope.
She's dope.
Yeah.
And she's been active.
We gotta find who this chick is.
She's been an activist for like civil rights and things like that, and educating people from like the 70s about like racial stuff, right? So, So she basically said like, she was like, oh, this white lady was like, oh, America is supposed to be this a melting pot. When you come with this like this aggressive attitude, da da da, and she's basically saying like, you're not conforming to what we're trying to do. And she and the Jane lady was like, why do you want a melting pot? You want everyone to blend into what you're comfortable with. And that's the thing. And I heard that and I was like, yeah, the melting pot idea is what we were that we were taught, but it's such a bullshit concept. America is supposed to be.
I think melting pot is actually beautiful if it was actually
if it worked the way it's supposed to.
Right,
work. Yeah.
right. If something actually melts everything together, there is like a unified. Here's what we are now.
Mm-hmm.
I think what the conflict is that like, yeah, I want to blend things, but I just want to be a little bit more prevalent than this thing.
Yeah, I get
I'm
it.
down to fuse ideologies and cultural experiences, but like I still feel like mine's a little bit more. It makes more sense, or it has just more validity than this. I think that's where the problem is.
If the melting pot idea was good, or if it worked, do you think that there would be such thing as cultural appropriation? Because I don't get upset about cultural appropriation.
Yeah.
Like if I see a white dude wearing like a Korean like hanbok,
Yeah,
like I don't get
like, yo,
upset.
what's
I'm like,
up?
no, that's dope.
Shout out
Unless
to
he was
it.
trying to be like a meme or a caricature or something. But
Sure.
like, but everybody gets upset for everybody. Like it doesn't matter what they're saying. Oh, you shouldn't wear that. You shouldn't do this. Like.
Yeah, that to me is a little.
And we should appropriate each other's cultures.
So-
that's how we become a melting pot. I feel like.
Right.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Did
I
you
agree
see
with
that video of Will Witt, and he dressed up as
A Chinese
Yeah,
guy,
he
and he
just
went
pretended-
around and asked Chinese people. Yeah,
yeah.
they didn't care.
They didn't care,
Yeah.
but then he went to the college campuses, and then he had all these
Oh,
kids
yeah,
saying
yeah.
like, "You're a bigot," you're like calling them names or whatever, calling them names and shit. And he also dressed up as like in like a Hispanic, like Hispanic Mexican kind of outfit, and he
No one
went.
cared.
No one cared, but
No
then
one
he went to
cared.
the college campuses, like everybody had a problem with him. So it's like.
Yeah,
That's where it gets weird.
I get it. I get why people are. This is why the way I see it.
Yeah.
If it's a lot of like Americans, they feel bad for maybe they feel they're trying to overcompensate because of what their ancestors did.
Yeah.
So they're
that's probably what it is.
overdoing it.
There's
Bingo,
that
bingo,
where they don't
bingo.
They call it white guilt.
white guilt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
White guilt. I was trying to say white,
Yeah.
but yeah, white guilt.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I think the thing about white guilt, my take on it is, you know what? If you stress that, that's just gonna just if the word is correctly, like re-perpetuate that kind of racism.
Yep.
And it's like that's not gonna fucking help.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like everybody wants peace. The way I see it, it's like communism. Like everybody, like it's such a good idea. Like everybody wants peace, but the way we are as human beings, it's gonna take way more to get there.
Yeah.
It can't just be like it's like, oh, I want to be fit. Well, you gotta put in the fucking work, bro.
100%.
I want a six pack. Oh, you gotta put in the fucking work, bro. It sounds great, and that's what I think about communism. It sounds great, but
Sounds
us
great, yeah.
how us as human beings,
What about socialism? How do you feel about that?
socialism?
There's a very skewed what they call
Because I think there's different versions of socialism.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's socialism. The version that we have today that's in European countries that works.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I believe in socialism to a degree,
Yeah.
but we've seen the extremes of socialism in the cases of the Soviet Union and when Stalin was running shit. And it's like we've seen these already. Why do we need to hit these extremes again?
But that's why it's not working, because they look at it from there and then they're like trying to use the bad parts of socialism, which I do agree. Certain things that it's like too progressive or too you know what I mean? Like, okay, that's like kind of crazy. But I do believe that, at the end of the day, capitalism is what runs the world.
Yes.
But like, it's funny that people here in America who are against socialism, these programs that would come out from it would help them.
Exactly.
But it's the government that, dude, if they keep us fighting each other, we'll always fight each other, and they'll just keep getting money. And that's what's going on right now with all the politics. So I know you're not. you know, big on politics, but
Okay.
he's learning. But yeah, he
Ah,
wants to
dude,
learn.
we're already
He's
in
learning,
it, bro.
yeah.
Well, I'll just say that, the thing about the social system that we have now, it's, you know, you have the super rich, you have the middle class, and then you have the lower class, and it sucks being in the middle class nowadays because, you know, you have the super rich who are, they're doing fine, but then it's like you have the super low class that they're living off welfare. They don't really need to
Yes.
work. So in reality, it's
Yeah.
the middle class who's fucked.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
So it's
That's-
the deletion of the
Yeah.
middle class.
exactly.
Yeah.
Right. And it's so it's like we have a choice, us in the middle. It's like, do we keep working our ass off to get to that point, or we can just falter and then just like live off welfare because it's so easy. You think about the government programs that support single mothers.
Yeah.
They'll pay you for every babe you have if you don't have a father in the house. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that's a bit wild. It just it makes it
I
so
feel like
easy
these
to just be
programs
poor.
it sets us up so we just keep digging ourselves in this hole as a country. You know.
Yes. Yeah. But then again, the perks of it is we have choices.
Yeah. We have
Yes.
freedom. Are you saying freedom?
We have the choices.
That's
We-
that's the big thing. It's the choices.
Yeah.
Yes, we have the freedom.
Yeah.
You can be a meth addict. You could be whatever. You could do whatever you want,
know.
dude. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
there are consequences to your choices, though. I think that's the thing. There are consequences to. Do I want to side with this belief system, or do I want to side with this belief system? There. At the end of the day, United States of America that says you could do whatever you want, but
Right.
there are consequences to it.
Right. That's it. And I think that's the best way to tagline it. Because
Yeah.
I think, you know, as a former, because thanks for sharing your story. You're a former meth addict.
Yeah.
Like, it's like you see it here in the streets of LA. You see people that like, oh, you're a meth addict. We're gonna give you more just so you know,
Yeah,
like, oh,
yeah.
we'll try to help you wean off your addiction. Just have more.
Wait, really? I mean,
Don't say that to this guy. He's like, wait,
No, I was
where
you
is
know what I had
this
to do to get some
organization?
sex,
Time
man?
out.
I had to touch some sex, man. No, I'm just kidding.
But
No,
it's like-
but I had to.
But it's
Hang
like,
out
He
with some weird
said,
people.
wait, what?
I had to hang out with some
okay,
weird
maybe I'm
people. Like,
maybe I'm like
listen to like stories and drawings, and look at drawings and stuff. It's like weird.
maybe I'm rewording what I know about what's happening on the streets.
No, I know what you mean. Like
Yeah.
heroin addicts, they'll give methadone. You know, like
Yeah, or something,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? They'll like they're it's just more of like a quick solution, not an actual like problem solving
Bingo.
to the thing. And that's a huge thing, especially being in California. I love being in California. I'm more on I lean on progressive. I'm more progressive with Republican tendencies. Like I have guns.
Yeah.
I believe in the Second Amendment. But I do agree with certain background checks need to be there. And I am progressive about like, hey, let everybody do what they want to do, but you shouldn't force it down certain age groups and stuff like that. Like let them get to a certain age and then do it. You know what I mean? And I just think California is so fucking progressive. I cuss, sorry. It's so damn progressive
That's
that
very
like
progressive of
yeah.
you to be able to.
I haven't been recently.
You've been doing a good job. Good job.
But it just gets it's so progressive that it's like with the crime, like I'm like, what are we doing here? Like, why are we doing this? Well, let's go rob some mother effers.
Let's not do that.
What
Let's
I'm
not
saying
rob
is we're working hard, and these guys are just like stealing up to a certain point and then not getting busted, and then
Yes, we have that case.
and they're just being so
So
progressive.
yeah,
It's
as
like,
far as our legal system and law and order, I think that there has to be some higher level of like, there's got to be some level of, I don't want to say punishment for like hard time for things like that, for quote unquote petty crimes, because that's the problem that we're having, right? That's why people are robbing and smash and grabs, because they're like, look, if it's under a certain dollar amount, I'm not gonna even go to jail.
Yeah.
So like, what's the
and
what's
if
the
you
consequence?
do that, do not DM me and tell me what you got, okay? Don't do that, all right?
You got people in your DMs telling you
No,
what
I'm
they got.
just saying. Farrell went to Gucci, If you stole
man.
from LV
Or
and you have some product, do
Wink,
not
wink.
DM me because I will not answer.
Oh.
Anyways,
Yeah, we gotta fix that because
it's
that's
horrible.
why
It's
all
horrible.
these freaking like smash and grabs are happening because they know that like there's no real
There's
consequences.
no real consequences. And that's the thing. You remember when and Back to the Future 2 when he came back, Biff Tannen, all that stuff, and all the motorcycles and fire. That's what's gonna be.
That was prophetic, bro.
That's prophetic.
Back to the
So
future.
who went back? Who
Back to
went
the
back
Future
and
was
changed
prophetic. Are you freaking Doc Brown right now, dude?
Marty?
You're Doc
Oh, yeah, you're
Brown.
Korean. You're Korean.
You're Korean.
Doc
I'm almost
Brown.
there. I got.
Brown. Your grays are coming in hot, bro.
I'm not smart and I don't have a time machine, so no, I'm not.
We'll be as
If there was a time machine, we'd be in a paid
bro.
studio. I would have gone back.
1,000%.
I would have killed Joe Rogan, take his podcast, boom.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, I don't even know what we're talking about anymore, dude.
Yeah, no, we were going on how America's amazing, right? America's great.
America is amazing, man. You know what? That's not even a joke. I would not want to be living anywhere else in this world.
Not even Korea.
Maybe Korea.
You've been around. I mean, what was the you went to India, right?
I did go to India.
Where were you at exactly?
I was in Chennai and
And
Mumbai.
you loved it, right?
I don't think I could live there. That's just keeping it real. I just don't think I could live there.
And because I've been to Mumbai,
Okay.
it's fucking wild.
It's wild.
And when you go to a third world country, it changes your whole perspective on America.
100%. Yes.
You know, it's how long were we out there for?
Like a little over 2 weeks.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fucking.
That's a
long.
long
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
Like it's like I'm just thinking about this as a dancer. Like I don't even want to deal with that. Like I'm like, oh man, that's how crazy it is. 'Cause
Yeah.
From my experience being there, it's just like dealing with money over there is just it's a different culture and it's just
Yeah.
like the way they see money is different because it's a third world country.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No matter how much you get paid, it's
Yeah.
just like Jesus. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure you kind of went through this.
Yeah,
same
the
kind of
processes of things. There was a lot of finagling I had to do to get.
bingo.
But we love Mumbai, right? We love Mumbai.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
No, well, here's the thing. I love India, but do I want to work?
Oh, yeah.
Do
That's
you
the
want to live?
I want to live. You know
Forget
what?
work.
I'll
Live.
hang out. Maybe not Mumbai. I'd like to live in the outskirts. You know, like I'd like to live in a place where, that's closer to nature. I feel like it just for some reason in third world countries, it's just outside of the cities. It's just the best.
Better.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
except for like Saigon.
All right,
Those,
what
like,
about
okay.
Philippines? Would you
Yeah, you're
would you
talking
rather
all
live
these
in the
places I've never
Philippines
been.
or here in the
Yeah,
U.S.?
Saigon.
If I lived in the Philippines, I
Totally.
would probably move to the islands. Like I'd probably go to Siargao. That's where
Okay.
I would stay.
I
would recommend it.
Good old Shargal.
Yeah, I think I said this in the canceled Kinjaz podcast.
Just say it again. We're gonna do a sizzle reel, and I just
How many times I say it?
everything. Yeah.
All these callbacks.
But yeah, it's going back to third world countries. And I think this is the reason why so many people complain, is because they haven't stepped out and gone to places that where people are just
Yeah.
super poor. Like
Yeah.
where my mom grew up in the Philippines. Like I went there in 2000, maybe like 14. The last time I was there was like 2014. It's called Bicol. In Bicol, you still have kids taking baths in the rivers with trash around.
Oh damn.
So it's kind of like India a little bit with Asians. You know what I'm saying?
You,
I
wait,
mean,
you grew up in the
technically
jungle?
Indians are Asians.
Like
You know what? Technically, like my mother did kind of grow up like
She grew up in the jungle?
countryside.
Countryside,
yeah.
yeah.
It's like the countryside.
My mom was countryside, Korea.
Okay, yeah. But it's kind of like that's basically where my mother came from. So, you know, so maybe that's why this is why I function this way. That's the word I was trying to get out. I function this way because of what I have seen.
Right.
And it's like, goddamn, I really appreciate all the shit that I'm living in.
Right. That's legit.
Instead of living in shit,
Basically.
you know. Yeah.
So I think what we're now sort of learning and uncovering about your journey, even in the past 3 years.
Yeah.
You went through some difficult life circumstances, from not even being like COVID did this number on you. I think COVID was like the hyperbolic time chamber for you, where you were like, yo, everything is exposing itself right now, the way that people think, and you're also realizing
the red pill.
I don't know if I believe the way that most people think.
Yeah.
And then you've also had your successes where like, oh, well, dance has been the thing that's been working out for me, but you're like, yeah, I don't know if I want to keep dancing the way that it's been working out for me. Maybe I want to shift it to this. And then so it's weird because you're getting a lot of favor from the let's say the world's ways of working, and the algorithm favored you at some point, and then you're like, wow, look, I'm popping off now, but then it's like, do I really believe in that? Is that actually who I am? And then like I'm gonna fast forward to who you are today. You know what I'm saying? You've gone through a whole lot of life stuff that we barely scratched the surface on today, which we don't, you know, we do this on another one. You know what I mean? But like, but I think what we really wanted to do was just like get an understanding of who you are, where you're at right now. Because like, you know, when we get into these podcasts, we're like, yeah, like who's coming on? All right, let's do a little bit of research. What are they up to? Blah blah blah. And I looked on your IG. I'm like, bro, you got like 7 posts. I was like, this guy had hella stuff on here. He had dance content. You had your influencer Olympics things.
I would have kept it all, cause.
But like, I what I respect about that is that you're like
DGAF.
Not just DGAF for the sake of DGAF, because there's that brand of person.
Yeah.
But I think you are very much like, here's what I want people to see me for right now.
Yeah, you found
whether
yourself.
you like it or not, whether it's appealing to you, whether it's relevant or sexy to you or not, like it doesn't matter. This is who I am right now, and you're like, I am gonna just quadruple down on who I am right now.
Basically,
you know what I mean?
I think obviously I've talked about this before with you, and I publicly in the past about how I got super depressed. Like all 2022, I was pretty much depressed, and I was suicidal earlier that year. And that still ran through my head throughout that whole year. You know, I did a lot of traveling and then a lot of focusing on really honing down on my music shit. It's like, dude, like what had happened to me? And I just to skip the story short, I had 4 friends who committed suicide within that year, Twitch, including Twitch.
Yeah.
And I think that, and I've said this before, that totally capped it for me. I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
We were going through the same shit. And I think after that, it just made me look at life different. It's just like, because the money, the fame, your relationships, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
It did not fucking matter. You know what I'm saying? Just from the example of what you saw from Twitch.
Yeah.
And I went through that too, but I decided to stick around. So it's when you go through something like that, it definitely refocuses you, and then it forces you to ask the question, like, what the fuck am I doing here? If it's not money, if it's not relationships, it's not money, then what is it? So that's why I've pretty much doubled down on the music thing.
And
yeah.
Well, first of all, like going through that, I went through a similar thing during pandemic because my parents are like, you got to work this, da da da. Like I'm like, I could die, and they're like, they're like laughing, like you can't, like taking it very not seriously. My wife is like stressed out because I need to work. So there are times where I come home and I'd be like, why am I doing this? Like I would think about stuff like that too. So just hearing that, like, dude, I'm so glad you didn't even do anything, take that step. So it's like, that's like what you're doing now. That music is such a pivot, like something different where I knew you're always like making music, but I didn't know you wanted to perform it like as an artist. Like I thought you were just making it as like a producer kind of thing. You know what I mean? So, but no, it's dope.
Yeah, I mean, I think like I've been doing it for a long time, but it just with the things that I went through, it just like I said, it just helped me refocus or helped me focus on it. But I think going back to if relationships, if money, what was the other thing I said? There was 3 things I said in that.
Relationships, money, and fame?
Fame. There you go. Yeah. Those 3 things. Those 3 factors don't fucking matter.
Yeah.
What is it? And it's really just like, what is your purpose? What are you doing here? And that's the best question you should ask yourself, because pretty much everybody who takes themselves out, they don't have it anymore.
Right.
Like, what's the point? So I'm just gonna self-delete. You know what I'm saying? That's something that I've observed in the mental health space, because that's the ending of mental sickness.
Yeah.
Right.
Quote unquote mental sickness is taking yourself out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's like not being able to function, whichever in your life, but that's the ultimate like exit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had to ask that question. But I think, to be honest, like the real reason why I finally just really put it out there is because I felt like I've got to a point in my musical production skills where it's like, okay, now I can be consistent. I'm at a skill level where I'm like, okay, and it's this probably not gonna make sense to you, but as a musical nerd, this is gonna probably make musical nerds laugh. But it's like I found my mastering chain, and that's the only reason why. That doesn't matter. I know. But like, okay, so Mark, yeah. So basically, like as a music producer, it's like, you know, there's 3 tiers to this. You have a producer, you have a mixer, yeah, and you have a master. And sometimes you'll hire a mixing engineer to do it. You have a master engineer, but like I'm always the type of person just, you know what, I'm gonna figure it out on my own. And that's how I was with like doing dance shit, shooting my own fucking videos and shit. And I was like, you know what, like I'm around so many people like, oh, just hire this person, do it. Just hire this person, do it. And I'm like, okay, I did. But still, there was something bugging me. I was like, wait, this doesn't sound right. And so it took me so long to figure out, like, okay, I think I have my sound down through my mastering chain, as nerdy as it is, right, Mark? And it's just like, okay, I got it. Now I can push it out consistently as quick as I can. And that's the biggest thing. Because I think your sound is also developed from, it is your mix, but it's at the end of it, it's your master chain. That really, like, sets the bar and, like, where do you go? And yeah, I got to thank Youngin for that. For helping me. Youngin helped me out with mixing. Like, dude, I just hung out with him once.
You're gonna be on the show.
Yeah. You got to get Youngin on the show. Youngin. I mean, Youngin did. He does Hit Boy. He did Nipsey. He did Post Malone.
He's big.
Yeah, that's, you know, he became a homie of mine in the past year, and I went over to Chalice, and Chalice is a studio where all the artists go, like, you know, the Swifts, all of them record there. Hit Boy, like Travis, all of them. He brought me over there. I sat in the studio in his little space, and I showed him my track, and he was like, "Oh, just pull everything down, like -7." And I was like, "That's it," because I was pumping everything through the master, and that shit was like, it was squashing it. It wasn't sounding right. And you know, Mark, you know, from music perspective, you understands this, and he just told me to put it down. But from there, I was like, okay, now I can figure out my mastering chain, and I figured it out. I'm like, okay, you know what? I think this sounds pretty good. This sounds like my sound. I can go on from here.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
No, it's hard. Man.
It's so nerdy. I said it. It's so fucking.
That's why this guy's ears perked up right now. The whole time he wasn't listening right now.
It's so nerdy, but yeah.
I think there's so much to extract from that, even on a, you know, not to make it all freaking philosophical, but like on a life principle. Like, all you got to do is like take a step back and look at it from a different perspective and make a tweak. And if you make these like minor tweaks, you can just shift the way that everything else looks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know, you strike me as somebody who's very disciplined. You know what I mean? Like, you literally came from fight training before you came here. Like, and you've been on that for years now. You know what I mean? Because I remember even when we were talking in like 2020, 2021, you were like, yeah, I'm doing fight training. I'm boxing. You know what I mean? Like, you're still on it.
Well, not Muay Thai. Yeah.
Muay Thai, not Muay Thai.
I mean, it's
kind of kickboxing. Okay.
Kickboxing, Muay Thai, just with kicks. That's pretty much it.
So the fact that like you're somebody who takes the things that you say you're gonna do seriously, and then you put in the reps. And I think one thing that I get from you, bro, you are a man of consistency. Like, you say what you're gonna do, and then you do it like nonstop. You're almost a little like obsessive about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, to the point, I mean, you have to be. If you're not obsessive, you won't be good. That's just what it is. Straight up, if you don't obsess over the thing that you say you want to be good at, you
attention to detail, not obsessed. Attention to detail.
I think it's both. It could be
a little both. Okay.
I think
it's called obsessed.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have to be obsessed with what you want to be good at, otherwise you won't be good at it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I've seen you as somebody who's consistently been that type of person, and dude, I'm so thankful, bro, that you're here.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
I'm so thankful that you're here, because like we said, man, we've had loved ones who aren't here because they chose the other way.
Right.
And so I'm so thankful that you're here. So thankful that you are willing to share your story publicly, because there are other people out there who need to hear that.
Yeah.
Like, your story is going to provide hope for someone else out there, even if it is one person. And you know that's why it matters. That's why you share it. I know that's why you share it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I guess so, but it's also in a factor of like, I'm in this belief that yes, it's going to help other people, but at the same time, because and this is the way I see it, if suicide is a selfish desire and is a selfish action, and it's like if we decide ourselves to take ourselves out, like it's like why are we doing it for others? That's the question. I know it's an existential question, but it's like in reality, it's like you kind of have to do things for yourself too. You know, as much as you. So it's like the way I see it is like yes, you do it for others, but I think the healthy thing to do is do it for yourself, and then have others second. Yeah. Because I went there. I could have just decided to just, take myself out. So it's like you have to have an edge of selfishness with everything. I think it's weird because we think that it is selfish for people to we think suicide is a selfish act. Yeah, I think it is. But me understanding that frame of mind, it's like you go to a point where if you can imagine a point in your existence where nothing matters, it's like it's like real hell. Yeah. It's like real fucking hell. Yeah. Where you can see everybody else, like the world is moving, and then you see everybody else happy and whatever, but you're sitting there and you're just like, this doesn't matter. That's some real hell shit to a point where it's just like you'd rather just like just imagine sleeping and never waking up. That's it. That's what it is. Right. It's like your existence is that there's nothing there.
Yeah, bro, dude, there is so much power in what you're saying, and thank you for sharing that and vocalizing it. Like, yes, I know we're on a podcast. Yes, I know like whatever this is gonna get out there, but like legit, as like your friends, bro, as like your fam, bro, like thank you for sharing that. Because now I get to understand what's in your headspace. Because unless you talk about it, no one knows.
No one knows.
And that's also the sad thing is no one's gonna ask. Yeah, and
right. Maybe hard thing to talk about.
Maybe we need to ask harder questions. You know what I'm saying? Like, instead of just being like, "Hey, what's up, man? What you been up to?"
And that's really goes back to like, don't just like be like on autopilot.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, and interestingly enough, things like podcasts, they're designed to go somewhere. If I'm not gonna just be like, "Hey, man, so what'd you have for lunch today?" You know what I mean? Like, I want to be like. What have you been thinking about, man? Like, what's been challenging you? Like, for the sake of the content. But then that's why these platforms are powerful. But we want to make these things more meaningful than just entertainment. Yeah, we can crack jokes. We can laugh. Yeah. That's also a part of life. That's also a part of the dynamic of friendship. But then, for us to go deep on like, yo, man, like, is there anything that like I could actually help you with? Or like, are you struggling with something? Like to ask that question may invite the actual answer, because it's hard to just say, hey, I know you didn't ask me, but I need some help. That's hard to do. That's really hard to do. I know you didn't ask me how I'm actually doing, but let me just tell you how I'm doing. Right. And I'm not doing well and I need some help. That's freaking hard because it's awkward. Yeah. But if I actually ask you, hey, bro, like, how you doing? Like, I'm good. No. How you really doing? Oh, well, damn. Now that you ask me like that, I'm actually not doing that great.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think like what I'm also learning even from this is like, yo, let's as friends, like we should be more in the rhythm of asking the real questions, checking in a real way. Yeah. Not just been like what you been up to? Oh, that's what's up, bro. You want to play some Nintendo Wii? You know what I mean? Like, nothing wrong with that, but like that's kind of how a lot of friendships go, and that's where we feel like a lot of it feels surface.
That's,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So dude, we appreciate you coming on here and being as real as you are. Man, dude, you're making music. Yeah, it's out there. Like that. How can we follow that? How can we find it? How can those who are watching, listening, find it?
It's pretty much Just Jet on all platforms.
Just Jet, all platforms.
Just Jet. Okay.
No, nothing. No underscore.
I mean underscore, but you can just it'll
pop up. It'll pop up.
Just Jet. I think my competition is Just Jet UK, which is like a private airplane thing.
Yeah. Which you're gonna buy out one day,
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
That's what's up. Are you on TikTok, YouTube, all the things?
Yeah.
Cool. TikToks.
Yeah.
We'll plug
So it's
all
just
that.
all on the board. Just
Yeah.
Jet. Just
I mean,
Jet.
like I'm gonna be more active on the other platforms, but
Is
right
there
now
anything else that you want folks to know? Like what's going on? In
I
your
don't know.
world?
It's going back to this to what I'd said earlier, and like the fact that we're just talking is a good signification that this is what it means to be a real human being
100%.
versus just a person in America or an Asian person in Los Angeles or I'm this, I'm that. You know, it's just I think it's just important to just get to know each other. You know, and to just ask questions and get through that surface to understand people.
Having conversations.
Conversations
about things.
Good job, dude.
Yeah.
He's telling us some real stuff. He's just trying to plug our show. I love it. I love it.
yeah, but like
That's what
I
Ryan
said,
did.
I plugged it
He was
too.
trying
Yeah.
to say it, you know.
Yeah, you weren't feeding
here.
it to him or anything like
Oh,
that.
sorry.
That's fine. It's fine.
Folks, thanks for listening today and stopping by. If you want to catch our social medias, it's conversations_pod on across the board, except on our Twitter, aka X, it's _conversationspod. Yes, that's it. _conversations. Sorry. But yeah. All right.
That's it.
All right, folks. Thanks for stopping by. I love you guys.
Peace.
Peace.